Hi, welcome to part 4 of my Moebius Models Battlestar Galactica build. As you can hopefully tell, I've put a lot of time into the model kit and I've got it really far along. This is the part of the modeling process that I love, when all your thoughts, all your ideas finally start to gel, and what you saw in your mind you now start to see coming in front of you. I'll start with the head. What I did was, when the kit was spray painted black, I came in and put a post-it here, and I put a post-it there. I then came in with my flat dark aircraft gray and spray painted the entire model kit, but I wasn't very careful to do a nice even coats. And what that did was it allowed the base coat of black to bleed through, which is just what I wanted. In this case, I just plucked off the post-it notes and it turned out pretty well. I also came in and did what I call spot detailing. And what that is I'm only focusing on an area that's maybe the size of a quarter or smaller. And all you do is you just detail that area. And hopefully you could see that this armor plate is painted differently than that one. And I also went in and picked them out randomly with different shades of light and slightly darker gray. I also came in with my wash, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, and I put the wash just on certain areas at random. I didn't want the wash to be uniform or all over, but I worked it in to all the nooks and crannies of the ship. I'll be using 2 washes on this kit. The first color is going to be dark gray, which is right here, FX24 dark gray, and I'll be using black, flat black, but I'll be using the flat black sparingly. The other process I'm going to talk to you about is I decided to modify this, and what I mean by modify it is the profile of the ship. When you buy the model kit, the head is actually raised up like that. If you watch the show though, it's flush. So I decided to modify it to make it look accurate as it did on the TV show. And how I did that was I came in on the bottom piece here, and I took my tool, my sander, my Dremel, and I dremeled off the top layer here. And I kept doing that, and then once I would do that, I came in with a sander to make sure it was even, and I kept test fitting it until it got to be where I wanted it. I also came in with my sanding tool, and I lowered this part of the ship right here. Lowered that, and I extended these holes so the head could sit lower. And then I also came in, and what you need to do is you need to remove this area here and drill it back, because originally it would loop out like that and like that right here. I had to sand it back and sand it back. And once I did that, the profile of the head was brought down, just like it is on the show. So I'm very happy with that. I'll show you the bottom piece here, the head, and hopefully the camera will pick up. I came in and did some washes. I did a wash of, as I stated, dark gray. What you do is you just lay your piece down flat. That's very important. And work your wash in. And I did that with this brush here, as it was a nice tip. You could work your wash in very well. I left this side plain. Hopefully the camera will pick that up. This side right here has no wash on it, whereas this one does. What you can also do if you like, and I'll probably do this later on with the black wash, is put your wash on and then tilt it and let it set that way. And what that will do is make the wash settle to the right side of the ribs, and that should give me a nice approximation of shading. I'm also going to come in later on and do some more spot detailing where I pick out at random these squares, and I'll highlight them and paint them a slightly lighter color. I've gone ahead and did that on the top of the ship here. Hopefully that'll show. What I did was I picked these panels out. And what I'm going to do later on is I'm going to come back over these panels with my paintbrush, and I will use this color, my original color here, to go back over these panels that I picked out. And what that will do, it will knock them back on tone a little bit. And what you can do, what I've done as well before, is you take your paint and you're going to dry brush it, but you're only going to you're going to knock off about 90% of your paint. And how I did that was, on this piece of glass here, you take your paint and you keep wiping it until you have just a little bit, and then you dry brush over whatever part you like. What you can do later on is you come in, once this is all filled, with a razor blade and just scrape the paint off, and you're good to go. Onto the hull here, I came in with some clear acrylic, and I painted that right here and right here on this raised round area. And the reason for that is two of my decals are going to go here. The first one will say Galactica, and the second one will be the red. It's round and red, and it has the shape of the Galactica symbol right there. And your clear paint, whenever you can, if you're going to put decals down, you want to put them over clear gloss paint. Gloss. What that's going to do is it's going to act like this piece of glass here, and the decal will slide and work easier over the gloss paint. As for the photo etch, hopefully the camera will pick that detail up. Once it was painted, I came in with my wash and just put a wash in here of dark gray to pick out all the detail that the photo etch has given us. What that'll do is it'll make the indentations pop and stand out more. As for the bottom of the ship, I came in and gave it a wash in here as well. When I did that for this section, I laid the ship flat, and that's to get the wash to settle in the lowest areas first. As for the red, I put some of my painter's tape to mask these areas, and then I just did this by hand. And then once the red was in, I came in and hit it with some sandpaper. And I sandpapered the red just to knock it back, to give it that faded look. And what that does is it gives you control and lets you choose the amount of red that bleeds through, so it doesn't look too new and looks more battle damaged. I'll show you this other piece here, which is the main piece where most of the guns will go. This area was given a wash. This area I've yet to complete my wash. The engines are coming along fairly well. They're all together. I haven't given them a wash yet. I will at the next stage. I have completed building the engine caps that are going to go on there. Most of the minor sub-assembly has now been completed. Let's see. Here's our engine right here. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the blue tack. And we'll see how that turned out. If it worked as a good mask or not. Any areas I'm unhappy with, you can come in and spot detail them with a paintbrush in your original color. Voila. That's just about perfect. Very happy with how that turned out. The arms, I'm going to give them a wash as well. I'm also going to come in with black chalk, and I'm going to rub that on my paintbrush, and then I'll come in and hit the model up, and hopefully that'll give me some nice dark areas and some nice battle damage simulation. And that's where I'm at on my Moebius models kit. I also want to mention that the kit itself comes with one antenna. If you watch the show, there are numerous antennae, particularly in this area. I came in with my pin vise. This is a great tool, and there's about 5 other drills in here, and they're all of different varying degrees. You can hear them rattling around inside here. And I came in with my pin vise, and just like that, I drilled that hole out, and then I drilled one other out. I'm going to put 2 extra antennae right there in that area. So hopefully that'll work out. And that is the majority of my kit. I'll also show you before we go here the raised letters here on the photo etch. I've painted white, and again that was done by dipping my paintbrush in white paint and then blotting it off to where about 90% of the paint is gone. And then you come in. You have to have a flat, stiff brush for this, and you just go back and forth. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. So I thank you for watching part 4 of my Moebius Models Battlestar Galactica build. At part 5 I should have the ship assembled and looking way better than this. So I thank you for watching.